might very soon hit 1 million signatures in perhaps the most successful EU initiative, EU citizens initiative we've ever had in our shared EU history. And this initiative is about suspending the full suspension, that's what it's asking, the full suspension of the EU-Israel Association Agreement. You can find it on the website of the European Commission, and it has been, it was initiated and supported by Justice for Palestine. So we've already reached at least 960,000 signatures in all, in total, in all EU countries combined. And we've already met the minimum required we had to reach a minimum threshold that is set on the website, if you go and check it, in at least 7 EU member states. We went well beyond that. We reached that threshold in 10 EU member states, which is really great. We might even reach that in other 3 countries. Portugal is, last time I checked, it was about 80% of the votes required to reach the minimum threshold. So it's just a few thousands left. And then we have Germany and Greece. But I would like to focus mainly on Germany. Why? Because Germany is politically very relevant in this process. Even though it was not, other times this issue has been already discussed at an EU level. And all those times, Germany and Italy in the last, few years have blocked the suspension of the EU-Israel Association Agreement. Now, Italy has multiplied by 4 the minimum required threshold. So it's going to be politically very bad for anyone from Italy to be against it. It's politically very, very heavy to totally ignore such a huge request from the population, okay? But Germany is the only country among the 5 most populous countries in the EU that hasn't reached yet the minimum required threshold. It's 50% on the way of reaching that threshold. And my guess is that perhaps this was not mentioned enough. This was not advertised, like an ad, but it was not, talked about. People were not informed about it, which is why I'm asking German citizens to share it if they agree with what is being proposed, to read it thoroughly, of course, and to sign it. And, if you have WhatsApp groups, if you are among those who protested for Palestine and who are protesting for Palestine, please share this link. This is not a random, petition. This is serious. And having Germany is politically very relevant. Again, we've already met the minimum 7 EU countries requirement. We've already met that. So we can't even proceed without Germany once we hit the 1 million signatures. Of course, I think they will wait. They will want more signatures. I don't think they will stop at 1 million. They will wait to have, in case some signatures are not valid, they will just wait. That's my guess. I don't know. But we need more German signatures because, again, that makes it politically much stronger. Because once we reach the minimum requirements, EU bodies have an obligation to discuss this, to take the matter into their hands and to discuss what we have asked and proposed. However, having Germany on board makes it much more politically relevant. So there's the legal requirements, but there's also the political question, Germany is the most populous EU member state, which is what makes it particularly relevant in this case, but also it becomes much harder for the axis of Italy and Germany, and I say this as an Italian here, okay? So in total solidarity, it's much harder than for these 2 countries to block yet again a proposal to suspend this trade agreement, because that's what it's about. It's a trade agreement, okay? So please, this is particularly relevant again for Germans, first and foremost, but also for Greeks and Portuguese that are on their way to reach the minimum required threshold. Of course, I extend this to all other EU member states that have not yet reached that threshold, but these are the countries that are the closest. The gap is still huge in other countries that are, of course, as relevant as any other case. Please feel free to sign it, of course. I'm going to put the link in English. I mean, I cannot put it here. You can find it in my bio here or in my bio on Instagram, or I'll try to share it in Instagram stories. But this is very important. Please share this with our fellow German Europeans, okay? That's very, very important. Thank you so much.